Welcome to the Official Personality Guru. The INFP personality is all about understanding themselves and their emotions. The INFP moves through the world gaining an understanding of their morals and values. They constantly are paying attention to their emotional state and figuring out what feels right to them, and also learning what feels wrong to them. They tend to make decisions based on how they feel about a certain situation. This guides them in many other life choices. They also are a bit experimental and open to new experiences. Sometimes, these new experiences can lead them down the wrong path, but it is necessary for them to get a better understanding of themselves. They can prefer to have a friend that gets them out of their shell and lets them be their more quirky and extroverted self. They also can become a bit nostalgic and stay in their routines. Because they value the past, they may stick with what they know and have a hard time stepping into the unknown. However, the INFP is at its best when they are free to interact with the world around them in unpredictable ways. They can be an artist or an inspiring person. When they are coming from a place of authenticity, they can be a very charismatic and magnetic person. When it comes to personality type, there are literally no two people who are exactly the same. You might perceive the world using the same functions or share attributes with other feelings or thinking types, but no one can completely replicate you. One of the reasons there can be such drastic differences between two people of the same Myers-Briggs Personality Type lies in the Enneagram system. There are 9 different Enneagram types, each having its own core desires, fears, and behaviors. An average INFP 9 might be laid back, conflict avoidant, and whimsical, whereas an average INFP 1 might be a perfectionist, high-strung, and critical. Today, we're going to explore some of the drastic differences between each of the Enneagram types as expressed by the INFP Personality Type. Today, let's talk about the INFP Personality and Enneagram Type 5. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to the Official Personality Guru and ring the bell icon to get regular updates on our latest uploads. And if you like this video, click the thumbs up button and share it with your friends. The Enneagram Type 5 is all about being curious. The Enneagram Type 5 is always researching and trying to find out more about its topic of interest. They believe in being competent, and it is one way to insulate themselves from a chaotic and sometimes frightening world. They believe that if they are always prepared, they will be ready for whatever comes. They enjoy being knowledgeable and will delve deeper into topics than most. However, they need to be skilled at communicating their expertise if they want to effectively apply it to the real world. In fact, accumulating knowledge is in some ways a defense mechanism for the 5. They may delve deep into a topic and ignore more pressuring issues in their life. Things like eating healthy, nurturing relationships, and confronting conflicts may take the back burner despite being things they need to face. The strong Enneagram 5 will behave in a way where they are able to delve into the unknown and confront their pressing life struggles head-on, while also being able to apply themselves and their expertise to make a dent in the world. They can be seen as quite eccentric and tend to be ahead of their time. Sometimes, they will have to have the courage and boldness to step forward and trust themselves, despite others around them doubting them. Curious and contemplative, INFP 5s are driven to attain knowledge and have mastery in a unique field. They want to understand how the world works, whether it's the world of music, animals, or the inner world of their imagination. Not afraid of skepticism, they tend to question rules and beliefs that are handed to them, needing to know the ins and outs before they accept it as a fact. Deep down, INFP 5s worry that they can't do things as well as others and that they may not have the skills needed to make it in the world. Thus, they search for mastery and data as a way to arm themselves against whatever life might throw at them. Internalizing their knowledge helps them to feel self-confident and more certain. The only problem with this is that 5s tend to hoard knowledge so desperately that they risk never feeling like they have enough to face the world. They often are reclusive, eccentric, and misunderstood. But as they mature and become healthier, they can astound people with their original and innovative ways of seeing the world. They're typically deeply intuitive and insightful. In childhood, 5s often felt unsafe in their homes. This lack of safety may have been emotional or physical, but often they recall feeling overwhelmed by their parents. They often felt that there was no place for them to fit in. Like the 4, they felt out of touch and misunderstood by members of their family. To cope, they withdrew from their families, searching for something all their own that they could bring to the table. If their siblings were all good at math, they'd learn to be good at creative writing, or vice versa. They need to differentiate themselves from others by becoming masters at something unique. Often highly reclusive, they dislike being crowded in by others. They need their alone time and can become very frustrated when very much is asked of them. Fives are in the fear or head triad of the Enneagram. In solitude, they face their fears and may even fixate on them. They might draw pictures of scary monsters that terrify them or read stories about horrible events that cause them anxiety. They tend to have an attraction to the darker side of life and to fully immerse themselves in the things that scare them. It's important for INFP 5s to reach out to others and to become comfortable sharing their inner world. Becoming isolated can get 5s lost in a feeling of emptiness and meaninglessness. INFPs need to explore the world around them and get to know others in order to achieve balance. The INFP 5 Wing 6 personality is a unique blend of the Myers-Briggs INFJ type and Enneagram Type 5 Wing 6. This combination results in a personality that is both creative and reserved, introspective and curious. This personality type is mainly driven by the core desire to find and fulfill their true purpose in life. They do that by gaining knowledge and becoming well-informed about the world around them. Their core fear is of being inadequate, unworthy, and not doing enough for their lives. This often results in them feeling like they're not good enough or that they're not living up to their potential. The 5 Wing 6 impacts the way an INFP processes information and how they react to the world around them. They're more likely to be suspicious and question things that others take for granted. They want to understand the hidden meanings and motivates behind people's actions. The 5 Wing 6 is also known for their perfectionism, which can sometimes lead to them feeling anxious and stressed. They may have a hard time finishing projects because they want everything to be perfect. INFPs are usually motivated by their passions and interests. Thus, a typical INFP will make career decisions based on these points. However, INFP 5 Wing 6 are not typical INFPs. They're likely to prioritize careers that give them self-sufficiency and independence. INFP 5 Wing 6 wants a job that can challenge them. They also prefer remote jobs. Self-sufficiency trumps passion for INFP 5 Wing 6. To get the best out of the INFP 5 Wing 6, ensure their role offers them self-sufficiency. If it requires creativity, even better. 1. Struggle between emotions and logic. INFP 5 Wing 6 are in an internal struggle between logic and emotions. As earlier stated, they are feelers. However, Type 5 also values the use of logic, so every time a big decision comes up, this personality type has to pick a side. This is easier said than done. 2. Detached. Being detached is one of the Type 5's flaws. This also applies to INFP 5 Wing 6. They have imaginative and curious minds, so it's easy to get lost in their head or their hobbies and interests. While they may be having fun, their loved ones can feel abandoned. 3. Suspicious or distrustful. As an INFP, what are the other information that you think you can add up to what we have mentioned? Be sure to watch until the end and share your experience for a chance to have your comment pinned. Type 6 is very suspicious. This also applies to INFP 5 Wing 6. This is heightened because of Type 5's willingness to play investigator. If this personality type is suspicious of a person, they can go to treat and great lengths to justify their suspicions. Their level of distrust can make them paranoid and strain their relationship with others. Before we continue, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give us a like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the Official Personality Guru for more amazing videos. Don't forget to ring the bell icon to stay updated with our content. 4. Fearful. Like other 5 Wing 6, fear is a big part of their lives. INFP 5 Wing 6 are very fearful, which might affect how they approach life. Fear can make them lose out on countless opportunities or stay in complicated relationships or friendships. Fear of the unknown backed by Type 6 cautiousness can limit their willingness to travel or relocate.